1 are at the gate. Gate is moving. All set for our first on the Saturday, December 7th, field of 8. From the rail out, we've got Burton Bell, Tony Watson, Maple Cookie, Mark Haig, Sand Emerald Dragon, and Todd Trites. And they're off, Bluegrass with Wayne Watson. Go, Liz, go, Steve Mahar, Rambo's Reflection. Dirk Duncan, Cover Up RA, Bill Nicholson Sr., and Daily Odds, Lonnie Stokes. Here they come. They're off and pacing, and they're off Bluegrass. Going for the early lead, Burton Bell will take cover behind the leader. Racing second, Maple Cookie. Got away third. Racing fourth is Sand Emerald Dragon. Then fifth on the inside is Go Liz Go. Outside to Cover Up RA. Then it's Rambo's Reflection, and trailing the field, Daily Odds up the backstretch, racing to the opening quarter. And the leader up front by a length and a half is Ender Off Bluegrass. In control, racing in second is Burton Bell, back third Maple Cookie, Sand Emerald Dragon, Cover Up RA, forced to go on after a quarter of 32 seconds, and Daily Odds follows the cover. Go Liz Go, shuffle back to seventh, and trailing at the back, Rambo's Reflection can see them all, but she's out and moving as they come towards the 3/8. Ender Off Bluegrass on top by 2. Ender Off Bluegrass, racing second, still Burton Bell, Cover Up RA is now third. Maple Cookie locked to the pylons, fourth. Outside, that's Daily Odds, fifth. Then Sand Emerald Dragon, Rambo's Reflection, and trailing now at the back is Go Liz Go after a half in 1:05 and 2. And your leader up front, Ender Off Bluegrass. She's looking good on the front end. Then racing second is Burton Bell, Cover Up RA, hanging tough third, Maple Cookie fourth. Then on the outside, Daily Odds fifth, sixth, Rambo's Reflection. Then it's Sand Emerald Dragon, and the trailer still is Go Liz Go onto the 3/4, and it's Ender Off Bluegrass looking to go wire to wire here in our first. Cover Up RA's been parked every step of the way. 3/4, 1:37 Daily Odds now comes to third. Then racing fourth on the inside is Burton Bell, Rambo's Reflection to fifth. Then Maple Cookie looks for racing room. Go Liz Go, and trailing the field now Sand Emerald Dragon, and this race is all Ender Off Bluegrass. Daily Odds on the outside, second Cover Up RA, Rambo's Reflection coming on, but you could turn the page to the next one. This one's over. Ender Off Bluegrass wins it. In for second, Daily Odds, and in for third, Rambo's Reflection, Maple Cookie fourth. Time for the mile. 2:07. Starters for our second race at the gate. Gate is moving, all set for race number 2, field of 7. We have RE's Donna, Free-Legged Filly off the rail for Charlie Price, Misty Isle Breeze and Sean Shannon, Exeter Breeze, Dirk Duncan, DG's Armageddon, Steve Mahar. Then we have Bob's Birthday, Rick Armstrong, Edgewater Stardust and Mark Haig, and Susie Comeback, Tony Watson. Here they come, and that's RE's Donna. On a break as they leave the wire, Bob's Birthday going out for the early lead. Challenge, though, on the inside, DG's Armageddon. Bob's Birthday outside, though, challenging second. Looking for the garden spot in 2. Looks like he'll get there. Racing back in third as they hit the 8th pole and go on up the backstretch to the opening quarter. That's Edgewater Stardust. She's settling third. Misty Isle Breeze looks at it from fourth. A gap of about 4 lengths back to Exeter Breeze. Racing fifth. Then Susie Comeback, get on the run again. RE's Donna, their single file to the opening quarter, 31 seconds flat. Up front, cutting it out, your leader, DG's Armageddon, and Mahari leads by about a length and a half. Bob's Birthday sitting in the pocket, racing second. Back third on the inside is Edgewater Stardust, then Misty Isle Breeze, Exeter Breeze, and trailing the field, Susie Comeback as they've reached the 3/8 now and through the stretch. Here they come in front of the grandstand for the first time. And up front, DG's Armageddon. He's your big favorite on the board. He's leading by 2. Bob's Birthday the closest to him in second after a half in 4. Then back third, Edgewater Stardust. And James E.B. Exeter Breeze, or rather in fourth is Misty Isle Breeze. Then it's Exeter Breeze, and trailing on the outside, Susie Comeback. She now comes to 6th. And RE's Donna is pulled up the backstretch to the 3/4, and DG's Armageddon looking to go coast to coast. Racing second, Bob's Birthday, then Edgewater Stardust third, Susie Comeback looking 3 quarters, 135 and 2. Racing in fifth along the inside is Misty Isle Breeze, and outside. On the outside, that is Exeter Breeze. On to the 7/8s, and your leader, DG's Armageddon, Bob's Birthday, coming out from the pylons to challenge. Down the stretch they come, and it's DG's Armageddon, and Bob's Birthday is second. Edgewater Stardust third, but wire to wire a winner. It's DG's Armageddon going coast to coast. In for second was Bob's Birthday, third Edgewater Stardust. The time for the mile, 2:07 and 3. Starters for the third race at the gate. Gate is moving. All set for race number 3. We've got a field of 7. Waterside Apache and Charlie Price. Katahdin Country with Todd Trice. Illinois Heather, Dirk Duncan. Symbolic Gesture, Lonnie Stokes. Hung Jury, Glenn McKay. Armbro Supernova, Phil Sowers, and outside is Star Trek. It's Steve Mahar, 7 Stutters. Race 3. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Armbro Supernova out to take the early lead, and Hung Jury gets away well from the middle of the racetrack. He's racing for the lead now into the first turn. Armbro Supernova gets to the top on the outside for driver Phil Sowers. Racing in second, Hung Jury. A gap of 3 lengths back to Symbolic Gesture in third. Then Star Trek looks at it from fourth. Katahdin Country settling in, racing fifth. Then Waterside Apache, and trailing the field Illinois Heather, moving to the opening quarter, and your leader Armbro Supernova. That opening quarter, 30 seconds flat. Hung Jury in the pocket, racing second, a gap of 5 now to Symbolic Gesture, racing back in third. Star Trek has fourth. Katahdin Country trying to close the gap in fifth. Waterside Apache, and trailing the field Illinois Heather, and she makes a move as they come off the top turn and through the stretch. In front of the grandstand for the first time, Armbro Supernova still on top, leading by a length and a half. Hung Jury second. They're closing in, racing third. Symbolic Gesture that half, 1:01. Then it's Star Trek, Katahdin Country, Illinois Heather, and Waterside Apache. They've reached the paddock turn for the second time, and the field is getting a bit closer now. And your leader up front, as at the back, that's Katahdin Country on a break as they go on up the backstretch to the 3/4 marker. Armbro Supernova on the inside. Hung Jury hanging top second. Right there third. Symbolic Gesture, Star Trek has been looking at things develop here. He's sitting back in fourth, 3/4, 132. Then a gap of about 8 lengths further to Illinois Heather, Waterside Apache, and Katahdin Country now trails. Armbro Supernova moving out, leads by 2 as they come off the turn for home. It's Armbro Supernova. The battle is on for second. Hung Jury and Symbolic Gesture on the outside. Star Trek is within striking distance. In deep stretch, though, it's Armbro Supernova. Another gate-to-wire win here for the third straight race. In for second, Symbolic Gesture, Hung Jury for third. The time for the mile, 2:03 and 3. Starters for the fourth race are at the gate. Gate is moving, approaching top of the stretch. We have Hello Jack and Tony Watson, Largo Sun, Lonnie Stokes, Maggie's Rose and Todd Trites, C. Win Calvero and Jim Smith, Warrawee Direct, Steve Mahar, Chip in the Pocket with Mark Haig. Outside Spudlin Sarah, Dirk Duncan. 7 starters across the racetrack. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Maggie's Rose going out for the early lead. Largo Sun gets away well, and on the outside that's Chip in the Pocket into the first turn, and your leader up front, Largo Sun. Outside hitting hard, Maggie's Rose. Hello Jack got away third on the inside. Chip in the Pocket now sits fourth. Then back fifth, C. Win Calvero. Then sixth away was Warrawee Direct, and trailing the field, Spudlin Sarah. And Maggie's Rose going to get to the top, but she had to work to get there, and she's on top there by that opening quarter in 30 seconds flat. Maggie's Rose, but Chip in the Pocket coming to call on the outside. She's been parked, driving second. Then looking at it from third now on the inside is Largo Sun. Hello Jack is racing fourth. Warrawee Direct out and moving. Then C-Win Calvero came off the rail as well, and trailing the field is Spudlin Sarah. She's out and moving. They're 3 in and 4 out to the opening half. And Tritz's Maggie's Rose on the front end today. Chip in the pocket, getting parked on the outside, second, the half, and 3. Then racing third on the inside is Largo's Sun, fourth. Outside and going on is War We Direct. Then Hello Jack. He's nailed to the pylons in fifth. Seawind Calvero outside and trailing Spudland Sarah. And there's about 4 lengths between first to seventh as they go on up the backstretch, racing on to the 3/4, and they're battling 3 wide now. On the far outside, War We Direct has grabbed the top. Chip in the pocket still. Hanging tough second in between horses. Seawind Calvero. That's Spudland Sarah. Quick as a ball. 3/4, 1:35 and 4 in Spudland Sarah. Going for the top. War We Direct. Chip in the pocket. Going a big mile, fighting right back on the inside. Hello Jack is right there fourth. Off the turn for home. It's anybody's race right now. Spudland Sarah has the lead. Spudland Sarah, Chip in the pocket, battling back. Hello Jack trying to trim up the pylons and get there, and he does. Hello Jack gets up on the inside, then second. Chip in the pocket. Largo's Sun was right there as well. And back to Spudland Sarah. War We Direct, the time for the mile. 2:08. Top of the stretch for our 5th race. Field of 7. Doc Smokin' Joe with Mark Haig. PJ's Wager, Steve Mahar. HR Sherry's Tamara, Doug Beckwith. Allegro Ellie, Doug Queen. Spring Traffic, Chester Eatman. 4 Men Only and Lonnie Stokes. And outside, Charlie Burke and Dirk Duncan. Field of 7. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Spring Traffic going out for the early lead, but Doc Smokin' Joe's going to get there into the first turn. And your leader up front, Doc Smokin' Joe. Spring Traffic Park second. PJ's Wager. Gutaway racing in third. HR Sherry's Tamara is fourth. Then racing fifth on the outside, that's Charlie Burke. And he's going to be forced to go on from fifth. And racing sixth is Allegro Ellie as Charlie Burke backs off to the back of the field. By the opening quarter, Doc Smokin' Joe in the field bunching up to the opening quarter. 32 seconds that opening quarter. And we've got some early movement now with the tentative fractions is up front, Doc Smokin' Joe. Outside, racing second is HR Sherry's Tamara. Third, Spring Traffic, PJ's Wager has the second over trip in fourth. Then racing fifth on the outside comes 4 Men Only. Then Allegro Ellie and trailing the field, Charlie Burke to the opening half, 3 in and 4 out to the half. And Doc Smokin' Joe inside, HR Sherry's Tamara parked. Outside, Spring Traffic third, PJ's Wager. Then half and 1:05 and 3 pedestrian fractions there from Doc Smokin' Joe. He's your leader. And outside racing second and hitting hard is HR Sherry's Tamara. Spring Traffic third, PJ's Wager. The backfield in motion on to the 3/4 are coming 4 high. Up the backstretch to the 3/4. Doc Smokin' Joe on the inside. PJ's Wager outside second. Then racing third on the outside is 4 Men Only. And PJ's Wager has cleared the front. The 3/4, 1:37. PJ's Wager drawing clear. Doc Smokin' Joe second. Then 4 Men Only third. Spring Traffic, Charlie Burke is making a 3-wide move from fifth off the turn for home. And the swoop move may have paid off for PJ's Wager. He's your leader. Doc Smokin' Joe is fighting back in deep stretch though. It's PJ's Wager and he's going to win it. PJ's Wager, Doc Smokin' Joe, Charlie Burke up for third. Then Spring Traffic fourth. Allegro Ellie and 4 Men Only were tight. Then HR Sherry's Tamara. The time for the mile, 2:08 and 3. Starters for the 6th race at the gate. Gate is moving. All set for race number 6. 8 across the gate. Approaching top of the stretch. Spunky Emerson, Mark Haig. Aaron M. Down, Thane McQuarrie. Fast Talk and Wayne Hubbard. Pete the Cheat, Mark Collett. Tuned in and Tony Watson. Basie Street, Jim Smith. Dance Naked, Steve Mahar and Dirk Duncan with Black Silver to the outside. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Fast Talk out for the early lead. Up the inside is Spunky Emerson. Then Aaron M. Down tucks in, racing back in third. Then getting away fourth was Pete the Cheat. Fifth on the pylons is Tuned In. Then it's Basie Street. Back in seventh is Dance Naked. And Black Silver trails the field up the backstretch to the quarter. And your leader up front, Spunky Emerson at Fast Talk. Thought about coming out on the outside to challenge and is looking for the hole. Right there, third, Aaron M. down. Backs off and gives him the hole. That quarter, 32 seconds. Pete the Cheat, meanwhile, is out and moving. He's made his way now to third, now second. As your leader up front still is Spunky Emerson outside. Pete the Cheat. Then Fast Talk third, Tuned In. Second over and fourth. Back shuffle back to fifth as Aaron M. down. He's out and moving. Then moving as well comes Basie Street. Up the inside will go Dance Naked. And trailing the field on the outside is Black Silver. On to the opening half. And Mark Haig has Spunky Emerson by the opening half, 1:05. Outside is Pete the Cheat. Inside to Fast Talk third, Tuned In. Looking good second over and fourth. Fifth on the pylons is Dance Naked. Then outside to Aaron M. down. Then it's Black Silver and trailing Basie Street onto the three quarters. And still Spunky Emerson still on top, and that's Tuned In, swinging out three wide and chasing after the leader. There are 3 parts of a length. And now they're stride for stride, and Tuned In is going to grab the top. They were by the three quarters, 1:37. It's Tuned In on the outside. Inside and battling back is Spunky Emerson. Fast Talk third, Pete the Cheat outside fourth, Aaron M. down to fifth. Then Dance Naked, Black Silver, and Basie Street down the stretch. Looks like the top two up top are going to be 1 and 2 down the stretch. Spunky Emerson has regained the top from Tuned In, who's coming with a late rush again, but Spunky Emerson wins it. And in for second, Tuned In. Fast Talk at third, then fourth, Pete the Cheat. The time for the mile, 2:09. Got a field of 7. Bolero Clubed with Dirk Duncan. Lone Water GW, Mark Collett, Tucson Light, and Jeff Lewis. Then Mantastic, Tony Watson. Island Webster, Todd Treitz. JF Smokewagon, Sean Dooley. And outside, Mr. Tambourine Pan and Steve Mahar, 7 starters, top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off and pacing, no surprise here. Mantastic going for the early lead. He's uncontested and gets to the front. Racing second, Bolero Clubed on the inside. Outside and going on, Mr. Tambourine Pan. He'll look for positioning, but he's forced to go on now to second. Bolero Clubed back in third. Then getting away fourth was Lone Water GW. Back fifth, Tucson Light. Then Island Webster in 6, and trailing JF Smokewagon as Mr. Tambourine Pan grabs the top for Mahar. He's your leader with Mantastic up tight second. 29 and 4, quickest quarter of the day for Mr. Tambourine Pan on top. Mantastic sitting in the pocket second. Back a length and a half to third, Bolero Clubed. Then racing fourth, Lone Water GW. Island Webster on the outside. He's first up on the outside to fourth. Then racing back in fifth, Lone Water GW now. Then sixth along the rail is Tucson Light, and trailing but moving JF Smokewagon to the opening half-mile station in 1:01 and 4. Quickest half of the day, as well as Mr. Tambourine Pan is halfway home. Racing second, Mantastic outside. The 3-year-old Island Webster looking for his third straight win. He's third on the outside. Then Bolero Clubed following him in fourth. Back fifth, Lone Water GW. Then it's JF Smokewagon, and trailing at the back, Tucson Light. He can see them all. Onto the three-quarter pole, neck and neck for the top. On the outside, Island Webster now gets there. 3/4, 1:32 and 3 for Island Webster. Moving out now by about 3 and making it more. Island Webster. Then racing second, Mr. Tambourine Pan. Third on the outside is Mantastic off the 7/8 for home, and this one is all Island Webster through the stretch. Island Webster, the battle for second, but it's Island Webster, Mr. Tambourine Pan, Bolero Clubed on the outside, but it's Island Webster winning it. In for second, Mr. Tambourine Pan. Then finishing third was Bolero Clubed. Then fourth was JF Smoke Wagon, Mantastic, Lone Water GW, and Tucson Light. Time for the mile, 2:03. Stutters for the 8th race are at the gate. Gate is moving, all set for race 8. We got a field of 7. Stony B, Sean Dooley. Parmesan Hanover, Steve Mahar. Count Legacy and Tony Watson. Kendall Orchid, John Dempsey. So Passe and Wayne Watson. Show Me the Honey, Mark Haig. And outside 7 to Rules and Regulations, Dirk Duncan. 7 starters, here they come. They're off and pacing. Parmesan Hanover for the early lead, but elects to take the seat behind Stony B, who now gets to the front. Stony B, Parmesan Hanover second. Count Legacy got away third, racing fourth, Kendall Orchid. Then left to go on, and going goes Rules and Regulations. He's now fourth, now third, and going on up the backstretch to the quarter. And your leader up front is Stony B, but Rules and Regulations on the outside coming to call second. Parmesan Hanover has third, Count Legacy fourth, then back to fifth is Kendall Orchid, fastest of the day at the quarter, 29 and 3, then back to So Passe and trailing the field, Show Me the Honey, and we've got a battle up front between Stony B and Rules and Regulations getting parked this afternoon. Parmesan Hanover has third, then Count Legacy fourth, Kendall Orchid comes off the pylons now to move from fourth, So Passe. Following the cover fifth and trailing the field to the opening half is Show Me the Honey, Stony B with Rules and Regulations. On the outside, Park second, the half 1:01. Parmesan Hanover third. Count Legacy inside fourth. Outside to Kendall Orchid fifth. Then racing six, So Passe, and Show Me the Honey trails by the 5/8 marker now. Up the backstretch, racing to the 3/4. Neck and neck for the top, Stony B, Rules and Regulations. He's been battling since the quarter pole. And your leader up front and cutting it out still, Stony B, but Rules and Regulations is hanging right there like a blanket right over him, racing second, and Rules and Regulations has grabbed the top now, the 3/4, 1:33, and look at the back. Here comes Show Me the Honey as they come off the turn and make the turn for home. Rules and Regulations trying to survive a big park trip today of Show Me the Honey. On the outside, coming on though, Show Me the Honey will get the top through the stretch. So Passe is coming late, but it's going to be Show Me the Honey. She wins it. And in for second, So Passe, Rules and Regulations, Count Legacy, Stony B, then Kendall Orchid, Parmesan Hanover. Time for the mile, 2:06. Starters for the 9th race are at the gate. Gate is moving. All set for our 9th race. Field of 6 as they approach top of the stretch. Port Bluff A and Mark Haig. Exeter exclusive, Tony Watson. Fair Play with Todd Trites. Back Road Pride, Dirk Duncan. Jags Desperado with Lonnie Stokes. Notch one out. Steve Mahar, 6 starters. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Good start. Going out there, Port Bluff going out for the early lead. Getting away second is Exeter exclusive. He'll take cover in behind the leader. Fair Play. Now backs off, racing in third. Notch one out. Has got to fourth on the inside. Racing in fifth, Jags Desperado, and trailing the field is Back Road Pride. He goes to the back, and he can see them all now as they race to the opening quarter. Port Bluff on top. Exeter exclusive is up tight second. Fair Play third. The Notch one out fourth, and racing 30 and 4 of that quarter. And racing in fifth, Jags Desperado, Back Road Pride. A little bit of a ruffle there, but he's back pacing as they race on towards the 3/8 pole. Up front, cutting it out, Port Bluff. Then racing second, Exeter exclusive. He's got the perfect pocket trip this afternoon. He's sitting second. Then back racing third, Fair Play. Notch one out, Back Road Pride on the outside. And trailing Jags Desperado. And they're coming to the opening half, and Port Bluff still in control of this one. He leads a length and a quarter. Up tight second, Exeter exclusive, Back Road Pride has come to third. That half, 1:03 and 4. Then it's Fair Play. Notch one out. and trailing the field is Jags Desperado. On up the backstretch, racing to the 3/4. Port Bluff, your leader. Exeter Exclusive still has a perfect pocket trip. He's racing second. Back Road Pride is keeping him on the inside, though. Racing third, then Notch One Out makes a 3-wide move from fourth. Racing fifth, Fair Play, and trailing is Jags Desperado. That 3rd quarter in 30-4. Port Bluff, Notch One Out coming to call second. Exeter Exclusive, still no real estate to work with as of yet as they come off the top turn for home. And it's Port Bluff and Exeter Exclusive looking to get off the pylons, and does in deep stretch. Port Bluff, Exeter Exclusive coming on. Down to the wire, it's tight, but Port Bluff is going to win it. Port Bluff wins it over Exeter Exclusive. Then third, Notch One Out. Jags Desperado, Fair Play, and Back Road Pride, a triple for Marquette as Port Bluff wins 2:05. Stutters for the 10th race. At the gate, gate is moving. All set for race number 10, field of 6. We have Happy Ave and Marquette. Cheyenne Breeze with Wayne Hubbard. Princetown Judy, Steve Mahar, Sean C. Down, and Sean Dooley. Lee's Lady Ann and Dirk Duncan, Ray's Machine. Driver Todd Trites, here they come. They're off and pacing uncontested Princetown Judy, but right there on the inside of her, though, is Cheyenne Breeze and Happy Ave. Never got away too well off the gate, but he's grabbed the top. And your leader, Happy Ave, then Cheyenne Breeze. Back in second, Princetown Judy backed off, now racing in third. Racing fourth is Sean C. Down, then it's Ray's Machine and Lee's Lady Ann up the backstretch to the quarter. And Happy Ave out by 3. Cheyenne Breeze racing in second. On the outside, though, Ray's Machine on the outside. Now gets to second after a quarter of 31 seconds. And your leader up front and cutting it out on top, a length and a half. It's Happy Ave. Ray's Machine on the outside, Park second. Then Cheyenne Breeze right there on the inside, third. And fourth, Sean C. Down with cover comes out. And he's second over in fourth, racing fifth. Under a tight line is Princetown Judy, and trailing at the back is Lee's Lady Ann to the opening half-mile marker, and Ray's Machine has grabbed the top. Happy Ave now sits the pocket. They were by the half, 102 and 3. Cheyenne Breeze third. Sean C. Down fourth. Lee's Lady Ann is fifth. And Princetown Judy shuffle back to the back of the pack. Gone up the backstretch. Racing on to the 3/4. Your leader now, Ray's Machine. Ray's Machine, Happy Ave trying to stay with them. In second, third, Sean C. Down. Lee's Lady Ann is fourth. Cheyenne Breeze fading fifth. And Princetown Judy sixth. The 3/4 for Ray's Machine of 134. Ray's Machine, Happy Ave still trying to chase in second. Lee's Lady Ann on the outside, third. Sean C. Down comes up the pylons. Now third, Lee's Lady Ann is fourth. Off the turn for home. And your leader, Ray's Machine, Happy Ave on the outside. Down the stretch, it's Ray's Machine, Happy Ave coming on again. In deep stretch, it's Ray's Machine, and on the outside, Happy Ave coming to him. Haig looking for his fourth, and he's got it with Happy Ave. In for second was Ray's Machine, and the time for the mile, 2:07 and 2. Starters for race 11, our final live race of the afternoon. Field of 7. We have Just Hanging Out and Todd Trites. James E.B., Sean Shannon, Hughes Return, and Wayne Watson. River King, Dirk Duncan. Shalimar Sentinel, Tony Watson. J.L.'s Mayflower with John Dempsey, and outside is Kill Karen Pedler. Thane McQuarrie, Field of 7 across the track. Here they come. They're off and pacing, Just Hanging Out for the early lead. Shalimar Sentinel gets away well from the middle of the racetrack and gets to the pylons, now racing second. Third on the outside, J.L.'s Mayflower. He'll look for a spot along the pylons. Then racing fourth, Hughes Return. Back fifth, James E.B. Then it's River King, and trailing the field, Kill Karen Pedler. Single file up the backstretch to the quarter. Your leader, Just Hanging Out. And about 14 to 1. long shot right now. On top, racing in second is Shalimar Sentinel, back third. J.L.'s Mayflower 30-1 that opening quarter. Then a gap of 3 lengths to Hughes Return back in fourth. James E.B. looks at it fifth. Then River King looking to move from 6 and trailing the field, Kill Karen Peddler as the field starts to bunch up a bit as they come off the top turn. And through the stretch, racing to the opening half-mile marker, just hanging out. Hanging on with a length and a half lead. Racing second, Shalimar Sentinel. J.L.'s Mayflower at the pylons third, Hughes Return. Comes out to move from fourth, James E.B. fifth. Then River King, and trailing is Kill Karen Peddler, the half, 103-4, just hanging out. Still leading with Shalimar Sentinel in the pocket second. J.L.'s Mayflower third, Hughes Return outside fourth. Then racing fifth on the outside and moving goes River King. He'll tip 3 wide. Then it's James E.B. and trailing at the back, Kill Karen Peddler, but he makes a move as Shalimar Sentinel pocket pulling and going right on by the 3/4. It is Shalimar Sentinel, the 3/4, 1:36. River King on the outside, now coming to call second. Then just hanging out, hanging third. Off the top turn, it's Shalimar Sentinel, but there's River King coming strong on the outside second. Down the stretch, it's Shalimar Sentinel. River King on the outside, battling down to the wire. River King on the outside. He's going to get him at the wire. River King over Shalimar Sentinel. And tight for third, just hanging out. Got there, though, for third. James E.B. fourth. Then Hughes Return, J.L.'s Mayflower, and Kill Karen Peddler. Time for the mile, 2:08.